Cowherd, are you worried about Durant's mindset?
The ejections have come later in games, so that's something. They're not coming in the first quarter. Not that he's strategizing these. I think this is the downside to dominance in basketball. In football, you still have to show up every game, or you get hurt. Same in hockey. In baseball, you can go on the IR. But in basketball, when you're dominant, MJ, LeBron, the Warriors, you get bored. I almost wonder if KD is manufacturing some intensity, changing perhaps his role on the team. Man, they've already lost 6 games, Jason, and they've had 3 other they could have lost. They almost swept the Western playoffs. I think this team is fighting what LeBron does. How do I stay engaged when I can sleepwalk to the #1 seed in the West?
You mentioned LeBron. LeBron has been the same guy for 15 years. He's moody, he's passive-aggressive, but the overall narrative is LeBron is about an independence and empowering himself and blah. LeBron's been the same guy. This is a different Kevin Durant. This is someone, Kevin Durant was the nice guy in the NBA. We call it hug life is what I like to call him. And that fit his personality. He was a mama's boy. This seems completely different. And I just worry about, again, he's a child star, famous since he was 18, 19 years old in this social media era. I just see a guy getting eaten up by celebrity, and it's not unlike what we see in Hollywood with young people and they're in that spotlight for a long time. They start changing.
It's interesting you mentioned social media, because when you add up what's gone on with his social media this year, by the way, he launched a YouTube channel to now talk to fans. I looked around, LeBron doesn't have any YouTube posts on his channel. Steph Curry hasn't touched his in 3 years. But it feels like a brand play, doesn't it? He's no longer hug life, soft mommy's boy who cries at the MVP ceremony. You know, the guy who's a jump shooter. Barkley's been dogging the Warriors for years. His social media activity, if you look at his Twitter, remember he was going back at fans, creating a burner account. He's trying to shed his label of, oh, I'm soft, I'm Kevin Durant, I'm a tough guy, okay? I'm going to stand up, I'm going to block shots, I'm going to come at you on social media. I kind of like the new Kevin Durant. Now, I'm a big Warriors fan. You guys know that. I see nothing wrong with this, and I believe the Warriors need that toughness, and maybe some of that boredom can be overcome by the toughness.
I started with KD in Seattle. He was my rookie. Second year moved to OKC. We drafted Russell Westbrook. I love KD. KD, I love him. At one point in Kobe Bryant's career, he changed into the Black Mamba. He went into a mindset of don't touch me. I got us into some scraps early. I didn't handle them the right way, but now I'm going to show you I'm dominant on the court every way possible. And I just kind of think with KD, this is what we're kind of seeing. Now, as a team, you can't have that. So you need a Matt Barnes type player to come in to be that enforcer, to take over those moments and step in between him and Boogie Cousins and kind of shove Boogie back to protect KD from getting ejected.
That's interesting.
You like this transition, though. Did I hear you correctly?
Oh, no, you didn't. I said I love it. I love it. I love what KD is doing because he's becoming a man in front of our eyes. And maybe we just saw him grow and he's continually to grow in front of our eyes from high school kid, teenager, to young man to grown man.
Hey, he's only 29 years old, right? You can find yourself at 29, even if you're writing haters on the bottom of your sneakers that you're selling, right?
Yeah.
If you're the coach, though, Earl, you got Draymond Green on this team. He's volatile. He tends to get technicals and ejections. Now you're going to add KD to that mix? Shaun Livingston, I think he just got ejected from a game recently. It's like the whole team is, on this edge all the time and bickering back and forth. You're comfortable with this many volatile personalities?
I think there's so many different ways you can reinvent yourself as a team if you don't make trades, if you don't sign free agents. They're trying to reinvent their way and their mentality to be a tough, edgy group because you can only do it so many times the same way. Eventually, you have to come back and be different. And KD can't become a better shooter. He can't become a better defender. He's dominating both ends of the court. He's bringing an edge and a toughness to his team. And Draymond is their best playmaker.
The smartest minds in sports are often developed in Kansas City, Colin. How long have I been telling you that?
3 minutes.
This man is a smart man. LaVar's now taken 2 of his kids out of school and wants them to play overseas. Has he gone too far?
I just wish I got more substance. I get a lot of noise. Big Baller Brand's now a T-shirt company, an expensive one. Lonzo's not the best rookie for the Lakers. Forget the league. And I don't like taking your kids out of school. I think there's this now belief that college basketball is useless. And I think there's real value in playing for Tom Izzo and Mike Krzyzewski and Bill Self and Mark Few. I think there's a lot of good coaches, and they create structure for a year, and then players, they move off into the NBA. So LaVar's increasingly making noise. Vince McMahon makes noise, but he's brilliant. And the Kardashians make noise, but they're brilliant and supported by the best lawyers and marketing and promotion people and fashion people in the world. I'm getting a lot of noise with LaVar, but I don't see a lot of substance.
At the end of the day, the product has to be strong. And so let's call them the Kardashians. The Kim Kardashian product is real strong. Khloe Kardashian, if you like that product's strong. Kendall Jenner, strong product. The Ball kids are underachieving. Lonzo should probably be in the G League. If he were any other rookie, he probably would be. LiAngelo wasn't a great prospect, and he couldn't even make it through the first semester of college. Melo is out of high school. So the product is deteriorating, and all you have left is LaVar's noise. Yeah, I think he's gone too far. He's overseen the fall of the Titanic, and he's the band, he's still playing, but the ship is sinking.
Guys, I've gone back and forth on LaVar. He did some good things, and you've been against him most of it. And Whitlock, I'm coming around to you. I think you're right. Guys, this is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen a parent in sports do. You know what he's doing, right? He's pulling his two kids out of school, and he's going to ship them overseas with the goal to sell sneakers. That's what he wants to do. Open a portal in China or somewhere in Europe and get these shoes sold, because they're not moving here. Okay, he's done all he can do in Chino Hills and with the Lakers, Lonzo not really delivering yet. And he's using his kids. He's going to send them to China to sell shoes. Is that not horrible? I just am disgusted thinking about taking a $130,000 education at UCLA, free, away from your kids so you can sell some sneakers in China.
So you played for 13 years. How do players see it? How do coaches see it?
First of all, I'm just confused how we all talk about the Kardashian comparison, and we act like it didn't start in a disgusting manner. The whole legacy.
Yeah.
We would talk about
Good product, though.
The product?
Earl.
What product? How did it start?
It's
we can't even talk about that right now,
Yeah.
right? Not even here. So, and then we look at the Kardashians now, and they have this amazing product, and they grew it, and it's amazing. But through the process of it, in the earlier shows, it took time. And the education at UCLA is not for free. Like, it sounds good. Colleges say it all the time, but your time, blood, sweat, and tears, sometimes stitches, sometimes surgery, you're sacrificing your body. And you have to compete with other college students who just go to school. Talking about what they're doing, yeah, they want to get to Asia or China or Japan to sell sneakers, which their family owns, like every other shoe company. Yes, UCLA played in China for not only their students to have an experience, their student athletes to have an experience, but also for Under Armour and UCLA to be branded in China. So what's the difference? All because he's a father and he's doing it. Now, serving a suspension and being accountable for stealing, you have to be accountable for that. You have to be accountable for that. And I think he's using the wrong rhetoric. Instead of saying he's serving, he's accountable, we're doing something that's business-minded, just be honest about it and transparent that it is actually business-minded.
I mean, my question, though, is if this is about the brand, I mean, you can make the argument that it is about the brand. His kids are part of the brand. I'm not necessarily opposed to it just being all part of the Ball family. My question, though, is this overseas thing. Now, we do have in Europe, they have a system, academies, and they launch people into the NBA. But the guys that have gone from here over quickly, it hasn't worked as well, has it?
It hasn't. You take Moutier, you take the kid OKC just drafted, they're going to be great down the line.
But they've stalled.
Brandon Jennings.
Brandon Jennings is a great example.
Brandon Jennings, but now all European players come over here are just excellent talents to begin with.
Let me ask you, if your son had an opportunity to go to, or just Michigan State, would you feel comfortable sending him to Asia?
My son is 2 years old.
Okay,
right?
if he was...
Listen, he knows the 8 clap. He has no choice but to go to UCLA.
Okay.
It's not even an option, but that's my son. And I think as his father, I have every right to influence my child the way I want to influence my child. Now, what LaVar does, more power to him. We are in the business of, sports is amazing, but sports is nothing without the stories. To me, this is a story. We're watching something unfold that's never happened.
I want to go back.
And it's scaring everyone.
I want to go back. The product has to be strong. And I'm going to go back to the Kardashians. I figured out a polite way to say it. They're selling their sexuality, and the product is strong. They're selling basketball, and the product is weak. Again, Lonzo should be in the G League. LiAngelo couldn't even make it at UCLA. UCLA is celebrating right now that they're rid of him. The other two players probably are going to get back on the court sooner because they're rid of the ball. LaMelo's not even playing high school ball. The product is weak. Whatever we think about the disgusting nature of them selling their sexuality as the Kardashians, the product was always strong and still is strong. Ball product, not strong.